Okay, hi. In today's video, we're going to talk about lesson 2.8. It's called Displaying Data with a Bar Graph. We're going to answer two questions. How do we display data by making a bar graph, and how do we find the mean? So, if you remember in lesson 2.5, 2.6, we talked about a tally chart. So, with a tally chart, you put your data on the left-hand side and the frequency, how many times you see it, on the right-hand side. So how many times do I see the number 0? How many people have 1? How many people have 2? How many people have 3? How many people have 4? How many people have 5? Okay. For this tally chart, I put in these data points, 0, 1, 2, 3, 18, and 19, because these are the number of pets that we have in our class for C. So yesterday, 5 children said they had 0 pets, so I can record that with 5 tally marks. 5 children said they had 1 pet. 5 children said they had 2 pets. Julia said she had 3 pets. Ana Maria said she had 18, and Gustavo said he had 19. So here, right away, we can see, we know 19 is our maximum, right? Not the data that we see again and again and again. That's not our maximum. Our maximum is our data with the greatest value. Our minimum is the data with the smallest value, 0. But we know our mode are the data points that we see again and again and again. So we see 0 5 times, we see 1, and we see 2 5 times. Okay. All right. In the following lesson, we turned about looking at data by making a line plot. So the line plot, we put the data on the bottom and then record the frequency, how many times we see it, on top. So 5 children had 0 in our class, so I can record that like this. 1, 2, 3 pets, 4 pet. 5 children had 0 pets. 5 children had 1 pet. 3 children had 1 pet, 4 children had 1 pet, 5 children had 1 pet. I like to put my 1 side by side and my 2 side by side. That way they look like the same amount. 5 children said they had 2 pets. Okay. Julia said she had 1 pet. Amanda said she had 18 pets. Gustavo said he had 19 pets. So again, my minimum, it's the data with the smallest value, and my maximum is the data with the greatest value. My mode, the number or numbers that I see the most. Now today we're going to talk about how to look or display data by making a bar graph. So the easiest way to make a bar graph is by using graph paper. So your bars are pretty straight and they look neat. So with a bar graph, your data is going to go down here. The frequency, how many times you see it, is going to go on this side. And it's another way to look data or show people data. So do you remember how many children said they had 0 pets? 5. So here record how many children had 0 pets. Not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5. So I'm going to shade in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5, a bar that's 5 units tall. How many children said they had 1 pet? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 children said they had 1 pet. And I can shade it like that. Okay. 5 children said they had 2 pets. And I can shade in that bar right there. Okay. Julia said she had 3 pets. Julia, one person said she had 3 pets. Okay. Gustavo said he had 18. And, Amanda said she had 18. And Gustavo said he had 19. So here you can see, right, the minimum is the piece of data with the lowest value, the maximum, the data with the highest value, and the mode, the numbers that you see the most. Okay, so now this is how we display data using a tally chart, using a line plot, and using a bar graph. Okay, now let's move on to our next question. How do we find the mean? So the mean, sometimes people get that confused with the median. The median, we learned yesterday, is the piece of data that's in the middle. But the mean is the piece of data that's equally far away. Okay, because sometimes you have data that's all the way on the left, right? Okay, and you have data that's all the way on the right. But the mean would be what's the equal distance from both ends. Okay, because sometimes you might have a piece of data that looks like this: 0, 0, 0, 1, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, and then 3 and maybe 1, 19. Okay, so because the 19 is so big, if you said the medium might be Okay. The median is most likely 1, but that's not really equally far from 19. That 1 is really close to that 0. So you'd want a number that's just as far away from 19 and just as far away from 0, just to keep it fair. So let's look at how do we find the mean for these 3 children. So let's pretend Alice is 9 years old. Let's pretend her brother Aitor is 7 years old. And let's pretend her little sister, whose name I don't remember right now, is 3 years old. So to find the mean, what you want to do is, step 1 is add all your data. That's step 1. Step 2 is to divide the total by the pieces of data you collected. So if I'm counting 3 pieces of data, then I divide by 3. If I'm getting data from 19 children, then I divide by 19. If I'm getting data from, let's say, 5 people, I divide by 5. So for here, Alice is 9. Divide the data by the number of data points. Okay, so Alice is 9, Aitor is 7, her little sister 3. Well, 7 and 3, we could do that really quickly. That's 10. Plus Alice is 9, that total is 19. So now I have to divide 19 by the number of data points. I got data from here, from this person. It's 1 person. I got data from this person, 2 people. I got data from 3 places. So I'm dividing 19 by 1, 2, 3. Well, I know 3 times 6 is 18, and 19 minus 8 is 1, so the quotient is 6, remainder 1. So my mean is 6, okay? Right, 6 is about equal distance from Alice's age, and it's also equal distance from her little sister's age, right, just to keep it fair. Okay, so to summarize today's lesson, 2.8, how do we display data by making a bar graph? Well, you put your data on the bottom and the frequency, you count it on this side, and then you can see which number comes up the most. You can find your mode, okay? And you can compare too. Then, how do we find the mean? Well, the mean is a number that's equally distant from all the other numbers. We do that by first adding all your data, then dividing by the total number of data points. So I add Alice's 9 plus Aitor's, I think, 7 plus Alice's little sister's 3 years. Then I get 19. I divide my total by my number of data points. 1, 2, 3. 19 divided by 3 is 6. Remainder 1. So my mean is 6. Goodbye.